Hello, YTPC. It's Dave coming to you from Southern Maryland. It is about 3 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. It's chilly. Some said cold, but there's no wind today, at least right now, and I got my good fire going, so it's not really that cold. If the wind kicks up, you'll see me put my big hood up, and then I'll be Eskimo Dave coming to you. So, do the housekeeping. As I'm sure anyone has watched more than one video, there's the Meerschaum, the only pipe I smoke here in Maryland. Again, you're too far away, but this is autumn evening, isn't it? I saw Uncle Willie's review of it, and I said, gosh, or was it Greg? Sorry, guys. Probably should have erased this part of the video, but I'm not going to go back and look. It was either Greg or Uncle Willie that did the review. Ended up loving it, and I have a jar of it in my rotation. I happen to like it. It sure smells good. It tastes good. I'm not going to bore the hell out of you with what I think it smells like and the 4 different layers of scent. I'm not going to bore you with what I think it tastes like. I'm going to go stick with my my year-long review pattern of just saying my mouth likes it. It smells good, so my nose likes it, and it tastes good, so my mouth likes it. I believe it is readily available and relatively inexpensive, so that makes it a great brand, a great blend for me. So what's in the mug today? It's a manly mug. It is hot coffee with a bunch of Kahlua in it, actually. It's damn tasty. It's hot. It's a hot beverage, and that's important out here. Probably going to be for the next several months. But coffee is a little bit manly. More manly than my coconut juice yesterday, that's for sure. Okay, so today is going to be a Weepin' Wednesday. It's going to be the biggest Weepin' Wednesday I've got. It's my biggest, it's the big gun, the big kahuna, the big tuna. I should save it for last, but it's too perfect for the Christmas season. By now you've seen the thumbnail. Obviously it comes from Die Hard. God, if you didn't know that, that might be another character flaw. I'm assuming everybody that's in here has watched Die Hard. I don't consider it a controversy as to whether it's a Christmas movie. It is, in fact, a Christmas movie. My wife and I officially rolled it and Lethal Weapon into the Christmas night movie rotation. So pretty much from December 1st through pretty much Christmas, we watch a Christmas movie every night, one per night. And so all the classics are in there, you know, Miracle on 34th Street and Frosty and Rudolph and the Grinch. Anyway, I'm missing some. But most importantly, we usually start off with Die Hard and maybe then move into, I don't know, Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, and then maybe we get more traditional. But the wife has approved both, so that kind of makes it official in my opinion. So I've been talking to a bunch of you since the last video I think we have to come up with a YTPC bad boy acronym list or vocabulary list. Because the YTPC in its entirety is not going to approve of it. But you now have, well, that's fantastic. Good for you. Somebody reminded me about see you next Tuesday. We got freedom seeds now. Like it all fits on one sheet of paper, so it won't be too hard to hide. But you guys should, if you think of others, we should put them on the list. So I'm really pleased with the conversations we've been having. Quite a few have been jumping in on it, and as I suspected, most of us felt similar in a lot of ways and not in every way, and I think that's good. But your ability to say it out loud or even put it on video. Some of you said, hey, I can't, for what I do for a living or who I represent, I can't put it all out there on video, and I certainly get that because I lived that life. For the last 30 years, really, I lived that life where, I just didn't have the freedom to say what I needed to say, particularly in a public forum and particularly on something as crazy as the internet. But the conversation has been good. And it is, I think we're giving each other the steel we need to say some things out loud. Maybe we won't be quite so silent majority as the next couple of years go by. Some of you have been really honest in some of the comments you've put in to my vids and to the conversations we've had sort of in the comment section. The one thing I typed in that I want to say on video is, I don't really care what you are. I don't care if you're male or female, white or black, old or young, rich or poor, gay or straight. I just don't give a shit. Christian, Muslim, Jewish, atheist. I don't particularly care what you are. I care far more about how you are. And that's something that doesn't get talked about a lot in our society. We talk a lot about what you are, and the world tries to use all the definitions of what we are to pull us apart. And is never allowed to have a conversation about how you are. If you're a white guy and you're good, a good man, they don't want to talk about that. In fact, I joke that I'm the most hunted man on the planet. I'm a white, straight, rich male. It's the most hunted thing on the planet right now. If you're a good black woman, that one gets good play right now. If you're a bad black guy, that we can't talk about. So I just, it's the what that prevents us and not the how. And I decided I'd at least kick that rock off the ledge and say, I care far more about how you are than what you are. And that sure does everybody tries to spin that conversation to the what every time you say it. And, I fought that for decades as the owner of the company and in politics. But, so again, whatever I actually say or words I use or voice inflections, how I come across, I just want to state the belief right in front of you, straight out. I don't care what you are. I care how you are, how you behave. So just to prove I'm listening to you, so Mark over there, our Welsh Piper, he suggested a stash brand. the tea we can get over here, the best he thought we could buy on this side was Stash. So I bought some Stash. I bought some loose leaf Stash and some tea bags. So I'm trying to follow his advice on there. I ordered a pound of Pennsylvania Dutch Treat from Boswell. That was another thing you guys recommended. Anyway, it's just fun to take your recommendations and actually try them. So we're aggressively stepping on toes and talking about things we shouldn't. Talk politics for a minute. Not specific politics or specific people or candidates, but philosophies and the big R&D and the big left and right. I don't really care if you're left or right, if you're Republican or Democrat, non-affiliated or independent. I don't really think it matters anymore. One of the comments I made today was, I think it was to SRB. You know, the right wing and the left wing are still attached to the same bird. I don't think one's any better than the other anymore. I think they're pretty equally corrupt. You know, the question that pounds a hole in my brain is, how can you make $165,000 a year, come into office broke, and come out worth hundreds of millions of dollars? No one's that good, and they pretty much all do. If that's not paid politician, then I don't know what the definition is. And I don't care if you're R or D. So I think for us to hang our hopes on, we can't wait to get Trump back in office, or I can't wait, we got to keep Biden in office. I mean, I don't think it matters. I don't think it's going to change a whole lot. A lot of what happened that's got us off the rails happened with Bush in office, Clinton in office, Obama in office, Trump in office, and it just doesn't matter. I don't think any of them are really fighting for the common American to attain the old American dream anymore. To reduce laws, to cut government footprint in our lives. I don't think anybody's interested in reducing government or surveillance or the number of laws we have to follow or the number of rules and regulations or even the number of agencies that can make rules and regulations. I think that's all behind us now. So we'll wait and see. But I don't think in the elections really will turn a whole lot around. So I just hope you're not, you just hunkered in the bunker saying, well, I'm not going to do anything. And in a year when Trump takes office, I'll re-emerge, I'll re-engage. I think that is a folly. I think that's bad thinking. And part of the reason I don't think it matters is our country's leadership has painted itself into a financial corner. You almost can't reduce taxes now. You can't even debate that anymore. We're already financially insolvent. But we're within a couple, maybe 3-5 years, fiscal years, of being in that untenable position of our tax revenues will not cover the debt, the interest payments on our debt. You understand that? Man, we will not be raising enough money in taxes as revenue in this country to pay the interest on our debt. Forget paying the debt. I mean, I don't even know. The real number is somewhere around $200 trillion if you add up all the debt, not just the debt ceiling. So a lot of the policies that we admired of the past or would like to go back to just aren't feasible. The other thing you may not realize is the government is one of the biggest employers in the United States. And if they were to cut the government staff in half or 3/4 like you like them to, it would probably crater the economy just on that alone. So anyway, I don't want to get too deep into this. I just want to kind of warn you, if you're hoping that one election will turn this around, or you can kind of wait it out and start your action plan in a year or two when the other party gets in or the other guy gets in, I just want to tell you, I think you might as well just get moving today. Well, let's move on with the festivities today. So it is Weeping Wednesday. Told you it's the Mac Daddy. So I have a totally legitimate, legal, fully functional machine gun to show you. It's the M60. It's the 6th generation. It is brand new. It had never been fired when it came to me. I tell you, these things are hard to find. There aren't that many for sale in the United States. They're damn expensive. They're really more of an investment than a weapon. So I take good care of it. It is belt fed. It's essentially fires the AR-10 round, 7.62 by 51. But you have to have all links. So all the ammo I have set aside, and I have a lot. Freedom seeds, as we were joking yesterday. It's all belted. It's belted and canned, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. So I live in the People's Republic of Maryland. It is fully legal. It is registered. It is approved by the Maryland State Police. In the state of Maryland, we might be the only state that has this. We have a state machine gun registry. And by serial number, you have to list yours on, you have to apply to be approved to be placed on the Maryland Machine Gun Registry, which is managed by the Maryland State Police. And then you have to update it annually. I think it's just a way to get $50 out of you every year. But you have to do that, and this weapon is in fact registered on the Maryland State Machine Gun Registry. The state police tell me it goes back to about 1930 is when the machine gun registry was created in the state of Maryland. It's been continuously managed ever since. Acquiring a fully automatic weapon in the United States is different than buying a firearm. One, you got to find it. You got to source it yourself. And then once you find it, you have to find what's called a Class 3 license holder. I think it's called an NFA, National Firearm Associate or something, but it's a Class 3 license on both ends of the deal, unless it's a local. And unless you live in Miami, it's going to be hard to find a local. So anyway, I found one. I found this one for sale in Miami. I found a Class 3 a Class 3 license holder in Miami, and then I found one here in Maryland. It wasn't anywhere near me. I had to drive like an hour and a half to get to them. There are very few. But anyway, you buy the weapon. The weapon is then given to the Class 3 license holder on the seller's end. He then transfers that weapon to the Class 3 license holder on the buyer end. And then that Class 3 license holder then applies to the ATF on your behalf for you to be licensed to own the fully automated weapon. It takes about a year. Once the application has been submitted, you have to pay like a $200 stamp fee. Then you wait. You get no updates. You get nothing. And then one day, long after you've forgotten about it, you get the call. Hey, you've been approved. You can come pick your weapon up. If you ever done business with the ATF, you actually get the ATF form and an actual stamp. It looks just like a stamp is stapled to the edge of that paper. And you must keep a photocopy of that with you at all times when you have the weapon with you. Because if you are caught in possession of that without the tax stamp on it, you're going to jail. So I keep the original in the vault. Keep a photocopy with me at all times when I have the weapon out. That was kind of interesting. So that's the story of the M60, and you're about to see it. Okay, guys, I'm just going to say goodbye. From here, we're going to go right into the video of the weapon itself, and then I'll just end it from there. So I hope you guys had a good Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed this. Keep the conversation going. In the comments, talk to me about, what's important to you. What subjects should we talk about? Anyway, have a good Wednesday, and hopefully we talk tomorrow. Bye, you guys. All right, guys. So we're going to do Weepin' Wednesday here. I should save this for last because it's the Mac Daddy, but it's too perfect to do it, to not do it. It's got to be done during the Christmas season. So anyway, so obviously anything that comes with a Pelican brief, a transit handle, and its own set of wheels, it's big. So I don't know. Without further ado, here we go. This is my M60. So I'll go ahead and get it out. We'll get it set up. But this is what it looks like inside its Pelican case. It's an M60 E6, 6th generation. All right, guys, here it is out of the case, set up. I've got it on its small bipod legs. It has a full military tripod that comes with it. I'm not going to go ahead and get that out. It really doesn't enhance the experience in any way. But it's got a handle, carry handle, works great. It came with a front hold, so I put that on there because it does in fact make the weapon much easier to hold. I do not have a spare barrel for it yet, but we'll work on that. There's the pop-up. I'll show you how it looks in a minute. There's the belt carrier. We'll get that hooked up and show you that as well. All right, so this is how the ammo is stored and prepared. So the M60 is, like you can see, 7.62 by 51. So it's essentially an AR-10 round. It's all belt fed. So everything has to come in belt with these clips. And you feed them in here, and I'll show you how that looks in a minute. All right, guys, so here we have the belt fully loaded. It's I should cut the belt in half, but I'm not going to. So that's why you see it. It's fully loaded down here, but I do have some runoff. But I'm not gonna. If I was gonna go into a true combat situation, I would trim these belts in half so they would fit in here well. But no need to do that. Here it is, fully loaded. You simply lay it in. Belt's pulling against me. You lay it in, drop the cover. She is ready to be racked. Right here, racked, and you are ready to roll. Clearly, I'm not going to rack it in my own house, even I'm not that stupid. But there you go. There's your can. It's got an extra belt. Your belt fed. Your M60. I'll give you some more details once I get this little video done, and I'll do some more of the academic details for you. But there it is. Fully automatic. Military M60. That would probably be the first thing someone would meet in my house if we were in a SHTF situation.